بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Beware of the half-truth, you may have gotten hold of the wrong half. So sometimes we console ourselves, we get beguiled and we believe that we are on haqq and we are on truth and we have achieved our targets with regards to akhirah, but in reality we're very, very far away from the truth. Following Sunnah in the life of Nabi alayhi salatu wassalam compared to the Sunnah and the way of life of those people who are further away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is angry with, means by us following their lifestyles, then we are going further away from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, where do I fit in? I'm half on haqq or full on haqq? Half on evil or full on evil? When a person does guna, he does it properly. Why? When we do haqq, when we do the truth, we're not doing it properly. So, Sunnah is salvation. Mawlana Thanwi Rahimahullah used to say that our nafs has become so polluted, without comfort, without ease, we cannot develop the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, since we are like this here, always stay in Aaraam, in comfort, but refrain from Haraam. Worst case, if these are the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then use it for the right reasons, but not for the wrong reasons. So, and he said certain shuyukh, certain mashayikh have said, okay, discard Aaraam, comforts, but they haven't told him to discard Haraam, that which is forbidden. So, if you really want to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you must be ready to be grinded. Come to me and I will grind you. So, every step that a person takes, we must see, are we going closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, going further away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Maulana Ilyas, you say, the closer you get to Sunnah, the more easier life will be, because Sunnah is simplicity. For example, if a person is used to a simple bedding, simple bed, simple sleeping patterns, Nabi alayhi salam used to sleep on palm fibers. So if you're used to that, then it doesn't matter which bed on earth you sleep, you will sleep like a king. But a person who's used to very comfortable, very expensive beds, then no matter where he go, he'll be restless, he won't get a good sleep. So Maulana Ihsan sahab used to say, Sadagi sunnah ke baghair nahi aa sakte, that simplicity cannot come without sunnah. Every sunnah will bring simplicity. Look at it, our everyday lives. Just for one plate and two rotis, 2 pieces of bread, we need 6 rooms. Previously, the entire house was in one room. Now, just for one piece of bread and one plate, we need 6 rooms. Firstly, we need one room to make the food, and we call it the kitchen. Then we needed another room to show that that's the room that we make the food, but just to make it look nice. So that's the kitchen for show. Like our Shaykh Sahab Damat Barakatum used to say that Hati ke 2 dant hai, an elephant has 2 teeth. Ek khane ke liye aur dusre dikhane ke liye. The tusks of the elephant, so is a second set of teeth, if you can call it. One is khane, your normal teeth which she eats with, and one is for show. The tusks are for show. So one kitchen is used for the kitchen and one is for show. So what has happened, where has these systems come in place, that we have gotten caught up in all of this here? Then another place to store the food, that's called the pantry. Then another place to store food for long-term storage, where we keep our fridges and freezers and cold rooms. So that's the freezer room. Then another room to wash all the utensils which we make this food, and we call it a scullery. Then another room to eat the food, which is called the dining room. So just for our bread we needed so much rooms. And as for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we don't even have a room dedicated in our houses for ibadah, for salah, etc. And just a synopsis and evaluation. In our one house, we have more clothes than in the entire Madinatul Munawwara. If we have to go 1400 years back in time and see what was in Medina Munawwara, the amount of garments that were there, probably, Allah make us maaf, in our one household we've got more clothing than the combined clothing of Madinatul Munawwara. Some people have dedicated rooms for their clothing. So the wardrobe, the walk-in closet for the husband, the walk-in closet for the wife. And in that they've got subsidiary rooms. One room for shoes, one room for bags, one room for clothes for occasions, one for summer, one for winter, one for a big occasion. Then jewelry, makeup room. So we have to introspect, we have to realize we're going in the qabr. In our one house, probably we've got more utensils than all the utensils in Medina Munawwara. When Nabi alayhi salam used to read salah and go into sajda, there wasn't enough places. Aisha radiallahu anha had to make space for his sajda. How big was that house? So Allah make us all maaf. If Allah has given, like Hazrat Thanwi said, Aaraam, all these luxurious items of the world, make sure we use it for haqq, for truth, for deen, and it is not used in haram. It should not be used in haram. So, am I half in deen, half out of deen? When it suits me, then I'm in deen. When it doesn't suit me, I'm not in deen. We need to be checking ourselves as well. How much am I following Sunnah as well? So, Abū Yazīd Al-Bisṭāmī R.A, who was a great Sufi of his time, 874 CE, buried in Bistam, and he was famous Persian Sufi. He was over 70 years old when he passed away, and somebody asked him before he passed away, how old you are? He said, I'm 4 years old. For 70 years I was veiled. I got rid of my veils only 4 years ago. That's why I'm 4 years old. This veils of the veil, the parda, which blocks you between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm only 4 years old. That's how old I am. So his story was quite interesting. كنت يوما في بعض سياحتي متلذذا بخلوتي وراحتي. I was taking ecstasy. I was alone, making munajat, speaking to my Allah. مستغرقا بفكري مستأنسا بذكري. I was in the fikr of akhirat and drowning in dhikr. And then I heard a voice, Ya Abū Yazīd. Oh, Yazid, Abū Yazīd, go to Deir Sam'an, this monastery, this convent, وَحَضُرْ مَهَا الرُّهْبَانِ, and go to all the priests, في يوم عيدهم والقربان, في ذلك نبأ والشان. So, فَأَسْتَعْذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنْ هَذَا الْخَاطِرِ. I didn't know what was this about. And I said, I cannot do it, but at night I see in the dream, and the same words were repeated, and I woke up shaking. And this was in my mind, and I was worried what's going to happen. So I was told, لا بأس عليك أنت عندنا من الأولياء الأخيار. You have been chosen for this task. مكتوب في ديوان الأبرار. And you have been from the selected servants. So وما عليك في ذلك جناح ولا إنكار. So don't worry about it, don't stress. So early in the morning I went and I wore the clothing. حضرت معهم في دير سمعان. I was there, and the big padri, the big priest came. واجتمعوا وأنصتوا إليه ليسمعوا. They wanted to listen to what he's saying. And when he was going to address them, he couldn't speak. فقال له القسيسون. والرهبان ما الذي يمنعك من الكلام أيها الرهبان? That what's the reason? نحن بقولك نهتدي, we listen to you. وبعلمك نقتدي, we obey you and we follow everything that you are saying. ما يمنعني أن أتكلم, I cannot speak. Why? أن بينكم رجلا محمدي, there is a Muhammadi between you people. قد جاء لديكم ممتحنا وعليكم معتدي. He's here for a purpose. So people said, أرنا إياه نقتله الآن. We'll take him out, we'll sort him out. فقال لا تقتلوا إلا بدليل وببرهان. No. Let's solve this matter amicably. He can't be killed. Let's find a way. So إني أريد, I plan to test him وأسأله عن مسائل في علم الأديان. I'll ask him some questions. فإن أجاب عنها وأبان تركناه. If he answers the questions, we'll let him go. وإن عجز عن تفسيرها قتلناه. And if he fails to answer the questions, we will eliminate it. وعند الامتحان, and through questioning, a person will be honored or disgraced. So people said, okay, Sheikh, Hazrat, good, let's do that. If'al ma turid, do what needs to be done. We are here at your service and we will obey everything that you say. فَقَامَ كَبِيرُهُمْ عَلَى قَدَمَيْهِ وَنَادَى يَا مُحَمَّدِي. So he stood up and said, Oh Muhammadi, بِحَقِّ مُحَمَّدٍ عَلَيْكَ. On that name of Muhammad, we are asking you to stand up, and so that people can see you. فَقَامَ Abū Yazīd. So Abū Yazīd then stood up. فَقَالَ لَهُ. So this Padri, priest, addressed him. Ya Muhammadi, أريد أن أسألك عن مسائل. I'm going to ask you some questions. فإن أجبت عنها وفسرتها. If you answer it and you give the correct answer, then we will follow you. وإن عجزت عن تفسيرها قتلناك. And if you can't, then we will kill you. So Abū Yazīd said, Sal amma turid min al-manqul al-ma'qul. Ask whatever you want to. Whether it's logic, whether it's Quran, whether it's Hadith, anything. Wallahu shahidun ala ma naqul. Ajib. Sal amma turidu min al-manqul wal-ma'qul. Wallahu shahidun ala ma naqul. Allah is a witness to what we say. So they were going to question him. So again, firstly, he went there for the sake of da'wah, to see the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come alive. How much are we going in da'wah, in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, propagating deen, do da'wat, to see the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come alive? Am I in or out? How much of this da'wah which I want to give to is in my life? Every sunnah, from the time I wake up to I sleep, to sleep in, from the cradle to the grave, how much is it in my life? So that's what we need to be checking also. And it's either you're full in, you can't be half-half. Somebody is half-half, is at the borderline, and in invasion the borders are bombed first, so shaitan will take these people out down. So am I full in or full out? I mean to check, am I out, what I need to do to get in full? It's like a person who says, okay, I want Allah and His deen, and I take my hand, okay, lift me up to Allah. But his hand, his right hand is going up, saying like lift me up, but his left hand is holding dunya. You'll be split into two, your body will split into two. Like there was a businessman who booked a room in a hotel, and the reception says that the guest in the adjoining room was very nervous. He's finicky, and he gets, it's to sleep at night, it's a problem. So just, we're telling you, we're warning you, there's no other room available in the hotel. This is the only room, and that's your neighbor. So he reached the room, he was exhausted, very long day, only room available. He took out his one shoe, threw it hard down, and he remembered, oh, the guest next door, it's nervous, not going to sleep, what's going to happen? I don't need the trouble. So he put his second shoe down gently. He went to bed, and 2 hours later, here's a knock on the door. So who's it? Reply came, I'm the guest next door. The guest next door. So he said, how can I help you? Am I troubling you? Have I done anything wrong? He said, for heaven's sake, please throw the other shoe down, will you? Because he threw the first shoe, but the person didn't hear the second shoe. So he wasn't sleeping, he was restless, waiting for the second shoe. Oh, what's a plain person plotting? What's he up to? So you're half-half. When you're half-half, nobody can rest. Am I half-half? A person approached a pretty girl in a supermarket. It's in a bombshell. Can I help you, sir? I've lost my wife. Can I talk to you? Why? What do I have got to do with your wife? So the man says, every time I talk to a beautiful woman, my wife appears out of nowhere. My wife appears out of nowhere. So half-half. Where are we? Where are we? We have to decide. Well, otherwise a person is such a darkness, he doesn't even know where he is. A couple were walking and they woke up one morning and they went for a walk and they came back home. And then the husband is telling his wife that, didn't you hear the storm last night? The wife said, no. Was there any thunder? Yes, it was terrible. So that sounded like the end of the world. I can't believe you slept through the storm. So the wife says, why didn't you wake me up? You know, I never sleep when it thunders, you know. I never sleep when it thunders. Why didn't you wake me up? We're in the middle, we're in the darkness. We don't even know what darkness we're in. There was a librarian who was fast asleep 3 o'clock in the morning and the phone rings. And the voice on the other end of the line says, what time does the library open? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. So the librarian says 9 o'clock. Very angry and upset. And what's the idea you calling me in the middle of the night and you asking me a question like that? So that isn't, not until 9 o'clock. Very disappointed. Not until 9 o'clock. No, not until 9 o'clock. So like they're very angry. So do you want to get in before 9 o'clock? Did you call me at this hour? So the person at the I said, I don't want to get in. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out. So where are you? Where you should be? Am I in deen and trying to get deen in me? And how much a shaitan has trapped me? Or am I out of deen and I think so I'm in deen? So Abū Yazīd had this fikr. So the priest asked him some questions. And he started now. That's what is wahid la thaniya lahu, which one there's no two. He said Allah al-wahid al-qahhar. Mal ithnain la thalith lahuma, what two there's no three. Al-layl wal-nahar wa ja'alna al-layla wal-nahara ayatain. What is the three? La rabiya lahuma fahum al-arsh lahum, la rabiya lahum fahum al-arsh wal-kursi wal-qalam. Is the arsh, the kursi and the pen. What four? La khamisa lahum. Obviously, it's Al-Kutub Al-Munazzil, Al-Tawrah, Wal-Injil, Wal-Zabur, Wal-Furqan. What five? They are La Sadisa Lahum, As-Salawat Al-Khams, the 5 Salats, Al-Mafrudat, Ala Kulli Muslimin wa Muslima, 5 times Salat. What 6? La Sabiya Lahum, وهو 6 أيام التي ذكر الله في قوله تعالى ولقد خلقنا السماوات والأرض في 6 أيام وما بينهما في 6 أيام, 6 days. Not 7. What 7? La thamina lahum. As-sab samawat. Sab'a samawatin tibaqa. The 7 heavens, the 7 heavens. Not 8. What 8? La tasi lahum, no 9. Those that carry the arsh. وَيَحْمِلُ أَرْشَ رَبِّكَ فَوْقَهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ ثَمَانِيَةٌ. 8 carry the arsh, not 9. I need 9. La 10 lahum. 9, there's no 10. So there were 9 people al-mufsiduna wa kana fil madina 9. There were 9 people yufsiduna fil ard, causing fasad on earth. What 10? There's no 11. So he said the 10 fast. فَصِيَامُ 3 أيام في الحج و7 إذا رجعتم. So if you add the 3 and the 7, تِلْكَ عَشَرٌ kamila. The 10 fast, 10 fast, there's no 11. What? 11, there's no 12. Inni ra'aytu ahada ashara kawkaba. 11 stars. What? 11, there's no 12, so that there. Then 12, there's no 13. Ithna ashara shahran, there's 12 months, not 13. What are they? 13, there's no 14. Inni ra'aytu ahad ashara kawkaba wa shams wal qamar. So 11 plus the sun and the moon makes it 13. Sajidin. 13 makes sajda, not 14. Like that, the questioning continues. So we need to be checking ourselves. Am I on the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim or on the opposite path? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq of making amal. The amal for today is to read salah with the jama'ah in the masjid. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq of making amal. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.